Welcome to Conversations from the Barn at Everwood Farmstead. These are casual chats with visiting artists, creaky barn, bugs, and all. Enjoy.
Hello, welcome friends. We're so happy to have you here tonight. It's actually a really special night because it is the end of our very first week of our 14th season here at Everwood. And we're really grateful that our two friends, James and Ross, have helped us inaugurate this season. And we're so grateful that Ellie is here to welcome everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Hello. Yeah, truly.
And Bill Underwood, of course, is here.
I am, of course.
You're always here, yes. Would the two of you mind kind of introducing yourselves, your art form, what you were hoping to do as you arrived? We'd just love to know about you in your own words.
Yeah, my name is Ross Thorn. I am mostly a musician, a folk and country musician. This week, though, was kind of a weird exploratory week for me because I'm working on a weird project with music in it. And so I'm working on music. I'm also working on game design and story writing. And so that was kind of my goal this week, was to come in. Like, can I share what I wrote on the note card? Okay.
Yeah. This is your intention card?
Yeah, the intention card, yes, yeah. I was like, is that a secret for me?
It's like a birthday wish.
Yeah, right. It won't come true. No, it was...
It's too late now.
Yeah, right, true. Yeah, it was just openness and absorption. So I was really trying, since I'm delving into, I've never written like short stories or, creative writing like in prose before. And it's different than songwriting in many ways. In many ways, it's the same. And so I was just hoping to really be open to that process. That's a new process, and whatever strikes me, and being open to pivoting from my preconceived notions of what it might be. So, yeah.
How did it feel this week?
It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was very fun. I was like sitting after writing a page of something. I was like, oh, this is like so fun. Why? Like, I cannot wait to do this more. I'm going to recommend this to other people. And I can't believe anyone would try to load this process of learning this to like a machine, like AI or something to do, like this, like it sucks. What I wrote just sucks. But it was so fun to come up with,
I've heard a lot of people talk about it. It's like, what is human? Mm-hmm. And I love AI. I've had some great experiences, but the process of the painful exploration, the awkwardness, the unsureness, the wrestling to the ground of the idea is actually the whole point. It's not the output.
It's not a product. It's the process.
It's the process. Yeah, that's what makes it art, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I remember hearing about Ross's application, and someone was like, "I'm sorry, say what? Like he's going to combine what? Gaming and music but we're going to come back.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah. James, tell us.
Yeah, so my name is James Kennedy. I am here from New York City. This is my second time here. It's been 6 years since I was here last, so I'm really thrilled to be back. And I am here working on the very beginning stages of a brand new sort of chamber musical piece. I call it a living room musical because I think it can be done in someone's living room with 3 singers and 1 piano, and that's sort of all you need. And
can it be done in a barn?
Sure, yeah.
We call it a barn music.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, I beat you to it.
Yeah, you did.
But I mean, obviously, I was using the piano in the barn, and there were definitely moments where I was looking around, and I was like, I could see it. I could see this all happening here. And it's a project that, has been simmering on a back burner for a while, and I kind of knew. I mean, I had been jotting down various ideas and sort of scraps of things over the years, but I knew that I really kind of needed some wide open time meet the idea and start to get to know it and see what it might be. And so, this week was just doing a lot of free writing and a lot of free doodling at the piano and just trying to learn the language of what this project wants to be. It's very much a departure from what I have spent the past few years working on. And, in some ways it's, obviously very exciting to be trying something brand new. And in other ways it's difficult because, I spent a lot of time this week in that headspace of like, it's different, but I don't know if it's good yet. And I won't know, I think, for a little while. And so, yeah, my sort of intention this week was to sort of just be like ecstatically open-minded to whatever came up with it. And to sort of trust that, like, if it's an idea that has stayed active in my brain for 2 to 3 years, then like it is worth following through. Even if in the first draft chapter I don't know what it's worth yet. I have no idea if it's going to resonate with anyone, but I'm like, clearly there is some kernel of something here that hasn't let me go yet. And I think that means that it is worth really digging into and seeing what it's going to become. And so I feel like, I do this thing in my writing practice a lot, especially early on, that I call paint chip exercises, where it's like you go to the hardware store and you get the little paint chip and you like tape it to the wall and you step back and try and imagine if the whole room were that color, what it would be. And so I spent the week really trying to generate a couple like paint chips of like, what if this is the color of the piece or part of the piece? And so I feel like I'm walking away with a few colors to sort of tape to the wall and step back and try and envision if it feels like it's the right direction to move into.
That's a great metaphor.
Did you come up with that, or did you steal it?
As far as
Bill Underwood.
I'm just being honest.
It is a very fair question.
brilliant,
I've
dude. I
been
love
lucky
it.
to have a lot of great teachers. I think I came up with it.
I love that.
Unless my brain
I'm gonna
has
steal it from you.
Please
James
do.
Kennedy, TM.
Yes, exactly. I really have tried to rack my brain over the years to think, like, did someone say this in a lecture that I attended? Did I hear it on a podcast or whatever? But no, I think I really did come up with it over the years, in the sense of like, not because I think, especially when you're making something like a musical that has text and it has music and it has design, it has all these things, a lot of times everything is created separately. And what I try and do with these sort of paint chip ideas is like put as much into it as I possibly can. So put both music and text and design ideas and like really try and make it a complete 360-degree idea rather than just here's some text. Music will come at some point. Lights will come at some point. And so, really trying to do the work to like not just throw spaghetti at the wall, but like let's actually see what this idea is in its totality. So yeah, it's been something that has worked for me a lot over the years.
I love the synchronicity and the magic of the universe of Everwood, bringing the right people together, that you're coming from different sides, musician and writer, playwright, and you are both world building.
Totally.
With music and story and gaming, and I love how parallel your journeys are.
I was wondering, like, speaking of like the application process that you were hinting at, like, was there like, what was the intention of pairing us? Because I kind of thought the same thing of like, oh, like we're both working on things that have the same elements that are, these multimedia, multifaceted projects, but like totally different, but a lot of the same.
I would say similar to James's paint chip, like if we gave away the algorithm, like we'd seriously lawyer up and like go after you. Like,
This is Everwood, TM.
Yes.
I wish I could say that there was like a serious algorithm going on with that pairing. I would say that's probably not part of it.
Sure.
I think
I'm going to say 50-50.
I would say 50-50. That's a fair point. That the juxtaposition of the diversity of your work.
Sure.
it's not actually the sameness, it's more the diversity of your work
Sure.
is what paired you together.
Which is fascinating that it then returns to this same.
Yeah,
It does,
totally.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I love that.
I'm particularly interested in your world building, both of your worlds, being immersed in this world. You know, that part of Everwood's ethos is to be immersed in the birds and the fireflies. By the way, go out tonight and see the fireflies in the
Yes,
field.
I saw some last night. It
Yeah.
was extraordinary.
Incredible.
The charts.
And the rosies and the deer and, you know, all the things that this is a particular kind of magic, otherworldly world. How does that play into your world making?
Sure, I can talk a little bit about that. So the piece that I am creating is very, very freely adapted from a novella by Anton Chekhov called The Steppe. And it is so freely adapted that I think if I didn't tell anyone that that's with the source material, no one would, I think, do a direct, relationship. But that is what sort of inspired the initial idea for me. And one of the challenges that I have been having is I love this source so much, and trying to figure out what to sort of keep from it and what does not necessarily belong in what I am making has been a real challenge. And a lot of it is, his descriptive language I love, and I keep having to remind myself that what is beautiful on the page in a novella is not necessarily active theatrically when you are asking it to be embodied by performers. And so that has helped a little bit. But I think, I have this source, and then I have this idea of what I think the adaptation is going to be. And so to be able to now be in this third space that is Everwood, that has things in common with both the source and the concept, but also is very different from both the source and the concept, has been a great way to sort of remove myself from both. I'm not so mired by this inspiration, but I'm also not so just in my own brain. I think that has really been the special sauce for this week is, to return to the trails and to go on a run up those crazy hills and to see the goats and to, just be in the space. I think the space here has become the blank canvas where it's like, oh, I can take a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and this is what I'm interested in, but I still really want to hold on to this like one really juicy detail from the original story, and now they can all it gives them a middle ground where they can meet. I think that's what this specific place has given me this week.
Interesting. How about for you, Rose?
Yeah, I think it's like in two parts for me, and one part is like trying on these new shoes as a writer of like how are writers looking at the world. Like I know how songwriters look at the world because it's just kind of how I go about my process, but how would a fiction writer, short story writer look at the world and look at elements in the world. And so I was walking through, like I was raised on like a subsistence farm, so like we had chickens when I was growing up. We didn't have goats, but I loved. I mean, just the goats for one were a great example. I was just thinking about. Yeah, the character of a goat, or like the symbol of a goat, and a lot of times it's really negative. Like it's juxtaposed against the lamb or something, like biblical things. Oh yeah, there's the sheep and the lambs, and then the goats, the evil goats, and I'm like
dirty goats.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm walking out there with them. I'm like, oh, you are the most beautiful creature in this world. Like,
so sweet.
Yeah, and so like thinking about a lot of just those framings of symbols and characters and stuff like that was really fun to do. Just here on the farm, and like, what does it be? And then the other part is that like the game that I'm working on and the story, it's a horror game and horror short story. So like I freaked myself out like going to record because there's the weather vane on top of the silo that groans, and I was like, when I first came here I was like, oh, it's like someone tuning a cello in the barn because I know that this is a performance space.
Someone is.
Yeah, someone, quote unquote, someone is tuning something. And I was like, oh, that's great. And I love Foley, so I'm like recording like sounds and stuff. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go out there. Like I did it during the day. The birds, like you can probably hear them. They're like too loud and joyful to have a horror recording of that. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to go out after dark. And so like at 12:30 a.m. a couple nights ago, I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I turned on the porch light and I looked out and I couldn't see like 10 feet past the porch. I'm like, I'm not doing this. There's no way.
Exactly what I would have done. Chris Everett would have trudged right on with his recording device, and I'd be like right there with Ross.
Yeah, everything in my lizard brain was like, do not step out there. You will die.
Danger, Will Rogers.
Yeah. But I did make it out, and it was like 9:30, and the bird stopped. And so then I got to go, and I was just like, recorded some good groaning metal, creepy sounds. So
Nice.
We have to open up the silo for you.
Oh gosh.
So you can like
yes, please.
go right in.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
Go right in.
I
I mean, there's only like 14 feet of pigeon shit in there, but go right in, Ross. Enjoy.
You don't know what you're missing.
The
Ellie,
pigeon
what's on
shit
your
helps
mind?
the sound.
What is on my mind? I don't know.
What questions do you have?
Oh, I don't know what questions.
What
I
answers
have.
do you have?
Yeah, true.
I don't know if I have any answers, but it's been so fun having you both here and both of you starting these like new projects because I, as an interdisciplinary artist, am also starting some new work and being able to chat with both of you, I'm like, oh, like we're all kind of like toddlers that are learning how to take the training wheels off right now. And like it is really scary, but it's been like really refreshing to be submerged within a community where everyone's trying to figure it out. And that's been really exciting to like listen to the banjo and the piano playing in the evenings, and I'm like, oh, they're just playing too. Like that's the whole point. That's the whole point. And I don't know, being here at Everwood and now having our residents coming in, it's like here's the art making, and it feels like I've also been given the gift of being on retreat a little bit, which I
For
feel,
18 weeks.
I know, just a casual 18-week retreat. It's casual, whatever.
Dream.
It's like I'm like, what a privilege and what an honor to just be surrounded by like beautiful creative minds. Yeah, it's been great, guys.
I think you have a great question though, which is what are we trying to figure out?
What are we trying?
What
to
are we
figure
all
out?
trying to figure out? Does the pandemic help us? This is James, your experience. You were here during a very different time 6 years ago.
Yeah, and I think, one of the things that's really, really interesting is both that summer of 2020 and then the immediate year, I would say sort of 2020 through 2024-ish, there were lots of discussions happening, I think, all over about like what is art supposed to do now? Like what are artists supposed to be doing in this moment? Whether it's the pandemic, whether it's violence all over the world, whether it's the election, whatever. People have lots of different thoughts about what artists are supposed to be doing in this moment. And I think, one of the things that I have really been trying to figure out is like, if the work of art is nothing more than what it is, okay. I think that to be here and work on something that is not necessarily trying to speak to a moment, but will inevitably speak to the time that it was created in, and to now be in a place 6 years later back here, I think I have a lot more trust and confidence in that. I think when I was here in 2020, it was like, well, I had to make something that's going to speak to what we're all living through now and paint a picture of what the future can be. And that's what my job is. And now I feel like as I've gotten older and as I've made more things and sort of refined my practice a little bit, I have gotten a little bit better about trusting that what you make can't help but speak to when it's made, and it can't help but speak to the people that it finds its way in front of. I mean, I always describe, making theater as tangible optimism, because the average development time for a play or a musical in the United States is at least 6 years, if not longer. And so, to be working on something with some confidence somewhere in my brain that in 2032 people will still be excited about what this idea is.
2032.
Yeah, it's a weird. But I think about it a lot, and I combine that with, as a writer for the theater, like, what I'm creating is the recipe. I'm not cooking the meal. Other people will have to come together to make the meal. There'll be other performers, there'll be designers, there'll be a director, there'll be audience members. If I were a poet who was just setting down text on a page, I could engage with it the same way that I could invite someone else to engage with it. But the way that I'm engaging with my writing right now is very different from how an actor will engage with it or how an audience member will engage with it down the line. And so I have tried to redirect my, quote, figuring out to be on the recipe side of it and not the meal side of it.
I love that.
I think that's where I am at now that I would say that I was not at the last time I was here.
Yeah. We had a lot of discussions at the beginning of this year. We are the Twin Cities adjacent, and there was a particular difficult and fearful time. A time full of chaos and confusion. And as it is with all times, what do we do? How do we respond? What are we supposed to do? And there are all sorts of things. And often we can feel like we got to drop the thing we're doing. It's not important enough to go do the thing that's more important. And that was our fear for our artists. Our focus, our core focus as our mission is to nurture the artists. Your job is to find fresh language for the human experience every day. And it's language that's failing us. So it's like if artists are happy and healthy and nurtured, it's good for everyone. So if we take a giant step back and say, all right, what is our job in this moment? Our job is to support the artists. And we did two different things. Number one, we did a kind of a deep research on moments through history when people have brought beauty to chaos, responded to chaos, fear, disease, uncertainty, and rather than responding with fear or more violence, that they responded with beauty. And we did an offering just for the artists that have performed or retreated at Everwood called The Well. It was a place for people to come. I think we did it 5-6 times virtually, just to come and find some nourishment, speak what needs to be spoken, shift to yearning. And we grounded everybody in here are the stories of the power of art. And every art form, from Guernica, Picasso's Guernica, to the soul singers during the civil rights movement, to drumming on the bridges of Minneapolis, to people putting flowers in the ends of machine guns and tanks, which is beyond just like art form, but just like, I'm going to respond with the flower. And how iconic those became it is the antidote in many ways to the violence and the chaos and the fear. And so I wonder, and we can open this up for response, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? We are bringing beauty to the chaos. We are inviting people to have a completely different response that may completely change not only the conversation, but the language we use for the conversation, to maybe find our way back to each other, which is the whole point, to remember our deep, profound humanity. I think it's more important than ever. We believe it's more important than ever that in this moment, when we have even doubted ourselves, as the political landscape changes and lots of things change, it's like, is this what people need? Is this what people want? Is this even important? It's like, actually, maybe it's the most important.
Well, and it will be important to some people. I think that's the other thing that I keep coming back to is like, you know, if you're an artist and your practice is rooted in documenting the current realities of our time or our community, that's wonderful, that's fantastic, that's necessary. That's not every artist's practice. That's not what they're good at. That's not why they became an artist, all of these things. And so I also try and remind myself that like one artistic entity is not going to work for every single audience member.
Yeah.
Different people, different communities, different audiences need different things. They need different frames of reference. They need different touchstones. They need different ways of artistic expression to help them navigate this time. And so when I look at the range of artists who are going to be here this summer, you know, it's so thrilling to me that we are all making very, very different things because, you know, if you were to have, you know, one artist here for the summer and it's like you're making the one thing that we're going to then give to everybody, you know, and I think when it was the pandemic time and it was, you know, the summer of all of the Black Lives Matter marches and everything, I think there was this question of do we all need to be making the same kind of thing in this moment? And I feel like what the historical perspective, even in just 6 short years, has given me at least is like, well, you gotta make the things for the people you know you're making something for. You know, like if you're a parent and you know your kid doesn't like Brussels sprouts, you got to make them what they're going to eat. Like you got to find a way to nourish them with something that is going to communicate to them. And I think artistically it's a very similar thing where it's like if we are all making the beauty that we know how to make and we are committed to making, it's the multiplicity that's actually going to be more unifying than saying that like it's got to be one thing.
Yeah.
Ross, it would be interesting to hear your thoughts because I know that you work directly with supporting artists.
Yeah. I do some artist organizing with the Twin Cities United Performers as well as Twin Ports Artist Collective. So just basically, making an ecosystem where artists can sustain themselves. And it is becoming more sustainable to do so that people can be free to make these things. So like very much in the mission of this whole thing, but on just another facet, like how do we day to day, put food on our tables as artists? So I mean that's always on my mind, and like as a traditional like American folk artist too, it's rooted in protest music, on the nose protest music or subversive sort of things, and like what James was saying too. I think there's no point that any art that's getting made, I think generally in the Midwest or with the operation in Chicago and Minneapolis, that's just untouched by what's been going on, so like even if you're like I'm not specifically setting out to make a protest thing, it's like it's touched by it, it's touched by these times, it's touched by what I need as an artist in this moment, it's touched by what I think my community needs. My like North Star in whatever I make is like, is this something that I want? It's all for me, like, and if anybody else likes it, it's a plus.
Yes.
And the thing is,
I'm right there with you.
And I am not a like special snowflake. I am a human being in America, and there's tons of us, who are experiencing a lot of the same stuff, a lot of the same fears. And I'm from an area that does not vote the way I believe now, but we have so much in common. Like those people back home are like, they're so near and dear to me. And the people in my new home are so near and dear to me, and we have so much more alike than anyone would want us to think. And so, going back to the art that I make in the tradition of American folk music is very on the nose sometimes. It's a little bit folklorist of like documenting like what's happened and how we can talk about it, how we sing about it, how we carry those stories, and then maybe how those stories again resurface in the future. But this game that I'm working on, it's a game. I wasn't thinking about that at first, but as it kind of got to develop more, I'm like, oh, you mean like the point of this game is to have a doomed mission where you're going up against like a very evil force where you feel like you have no hope, like totally not like real life, right? And like,
I don't know where you got
yeah,
that.
exactly. So like, I mean, like to James' point, like it's touched by it. Like, of course it is. And what I think I'm doing here is really giving people hope. It's giving myself hope, and it's empowering myself, because if I don't believe that there is a better future, what am I going to do that's going to actually work towards that? And so if I think that I've talked to a lot of friends that are like, what's the point? And I'm like, oh, what are you doing to help make this better? Nothing, because they don't believe it can get better.
Right.
And so, if we, whatever it is, whether if it is on the nose, whether it's just like something that inspires somebody because it really helps them feel what they need to feel to be present and to be themselves and a member of their community, that's good. And that's what that's what I'm doing.
Beautiful. What do you think?
Bill Underwood.
Shall we end with the question?
I think we should. I think you should ask it.
Early's not heard the question.
We're going to have to...
We're going to start with you, Ross.
First question of the summer.
Actually, it's the question we ask, and you may remember this,
I'm drawing a blank right now. We'll see.
which I love. 6 years,
Forgotten a lot of 6 years.
Ross, how have you experienced beauty today? James, we're going to ask you the same question to give you a little bit of an advantage.
Ellie, we might ask you.
We might too.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, I felt like the breakfast coffee conversation that
Oh, that was going to be my answer.
nice.
But you can talk about it.
But like, I mean, because it was a beautiful conversation. James and I, like, we've talked during the week, but we're also like, I felt like it was a great pairing because we're both very respectful of each other's space and time and quietness, but also like, oh man, you're here doing the same thing. This is awesome. Like, tell me about your life. Tell me about your practice. And we had like just a really good conversation today. Just like doing that, like sitting down at food, and we're both drinking coffee and having food. And to me, like, I mean, again, calling back to like what we need a lot is just that human connection and that human spirit, and so which is the most beautiful thing.
Sucker.
Dang it.
Ditto.
No, I mean, obviously the conversation this morning was quite lovely. And then I think, I went to Glen Lake today and did the loop around the lake.
did?
I did, yes, which was a much more strenuous hike than I thought it was going to be. But I'm really thrilled I did it. And I think New Yorkers, we have a bad habit of considering ourselves the main character in all moments, all the time. Like, it just is what's in the water there. And I'm always amazed at how that goes away the more I'm by myself, which is like very silly, but it's like, when you leave that context and, when I parked my car at the lake, I was the only car there, and I sort of was like, I'm going on this solo walk. But I think, to have the reminder of like, is so much happening all the time. And, while other people back home are living their lives, I'm here doing this thing. And so I think it's such a cliche, but like when you have those reminders about how big the world is, it's really, really wonderful. And it's a nice balance to Ross's point earlier about having so much in common with people who are in our community. And then when you get to step out of that community and remember that like there are so many communities coexisting as in experiencing time at the same time. And so I think the hike and the trails and the seeing the lake and I was like, I have to do this because I don't get to do this in my day-to-day back in the city. And so it was the second most beautiful thing I saw today.
Good answer. Ellie, how about you?
I watched a robin scare a chipmunk so hard that it ran up into the downspout of the rain pipe, and then realized that it didn't go anywhere and go back out. And I just thought that was beautiful.
Did it get scared again on the way back out?
It wanted to go back and see if there was more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I guess, I've been constantly getting reminders that I too am a soft animal and that everything around us gets scared sometimes. Yeah. It was very sweet.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Bill Underwood. I think we're going all the way around.
Might as well.
We are. We should.
My moment of beauty today was Rosie's breakfast, because in the morning normally she wants to get her business done. She wants to come right back in because she's super hungry. And this
She
morning
loves her food.
she loves her breakfast. And this morning we just needed to do a couple of laps. Like we needed to run it out. And so we made a couple of runs. She made a couple of just power laps around the house. And there's something about, like, I can see that face in slow motion. And I can see the joy in that face. And
Did you giggle?
Oh, like out loud. Out loud. At 6 a.m. this morning. Yeah. It was just, that was beauty.
I guess I have to answer.
You really do.
I do. I was going
normally
to say
never answer this question, by the way.
Sure.
Yeah. I was going to say something about like prepping for our first performance tomorrow, which is exciting. But the thing that stuck with me and has for 3 weeks now, so our bedroom window is facing east, right into the sun. And I love sleeping with the windows open this time of year. And literally as soon as the tiniest little peak of sunshine comes out, the birds start.
Sure. Yeah.
Bonkers. And there is a bird, I don't know what it is, that sits on the fence directly under our window that could be in our bedroom. It is so loud that you have to there is no sleeping through it.
Yeah.
But it's this little game of like the elbows start going, and it's like,
Sure.
you shut it. No, you shut it. No, you get up and shut it.
And we're talking like 4:30 in the
Yeah,
morning,
yeah,
and
yeah.
this bird is going off.
Yeah.
And like full-throated, all his bird nest
Yeah.
heading out into the world. And I decided today that I'm going to set up a microphone and be ready to record this bird tomorrow morning at 4:30 in the morning. I want to set it up so all I have to do is hit record and then I'll shut the window. But there was just
We all
like
heard it.
a full-throated song to the sun that feels kind of extraordinary in this time of
Yeah.
the season.
Beauty.
Beauty.
Love it.
We're so grateful you two launched us this year and that you came back. And may 6 years from now, I don't know what my wish is for our future 6 years. Just come back.
Yes.
Keep doing your work. Keep doing your
Both
work.
of you keep doing your work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Let us know how it meets the world.
We will.
Absolutely.
All right. Cheers. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening to Conversations from the Barn at Everwood Farmstead. Our theme music is provided by John Mark Nelson. Wishing you all good health.